Hey everyone, welcome to the Totally 90s podcast. You are listening to your amazing hosts,
Ooh.
Stephanie. How are you?
Ooh. I'm doing great, Neen. How are you?
I'm fabulous, and as Steph said, I'm Neen, or also Justine. And it is Friday. We're coming at you. Well, actually, you'll be listening to this on a Wednesday, but it is Friday for us, and I'm so happy, aren't you, Steph?
Oh my God. It took forever. But again, it didn't because it's already May 5th. And I know we talk about the days and the months flying by, but what the hell?
Yeah, it's nuts. Because even I was thinking about that next week. It's already going to be like,
Mid-May.
yeah, it's really weird. I'm like,
No.
I
And
don't
then
know what's going on with
also,
time.
we're gonna be 42 in a blink of an eye.
Oh, good Lord. Wow. Well, these are the best years of our life, Steph, so we better make it count.
They sure are. They
Mm-hmm.
sure are.
Yeah, we're kind of at that point where it's like our middle ground. How many
Yeah.
people make it to 100? So
Oh, you
many
don't
people
say
make
that.
it to
That's
80. So,
okay. That's not even nice right
we're
now.
we're kind of over the hill. We're like making our way to the top.
Whoa, over the hill, she said. I'm sorry, not with that baby face that you have. You could still pass for 25. So you
Oh
better
no, no, look
work
who's
it,
talking.
sister.
I should have, maybe I should have like a over the hill party just for,
Oh my
you know,
God, you're
for my
horrible.
42nd.
No, wait until you're 55. No
Because
offense to the 55-year-olds.
I think the average age to croak is in your 80s
But they're
nowadays,
saying
like mid
there's
late.
no, I heard that it's actually being pushed out further. Girlfriend, I'm trying to live, but I'm trying to live to 100, but not if I'm like creepily like too wrinkly and like when it
Yeah.
sinks. Yeah,
Or
no.
like you can't
Then
even put a band-aid on because your whole skin will rip off. I'm
oh, that's
good.
terrible, but true. Yeah, no, you're right.
No.
I mean,
I mean,
I've
but they say, like you said, I did hear about that they're trying to actually they learned how to make yeast last longer, and they're hoping because of that it will create more possibilities for humans to live longer.
okay, well, stock me up on the yeast, especially if there's anti-aging
Okay.
little nutrients in there,
Just
because
make sure there's
hell
no
yeah.
yeast down there because that's
Ooh,
a
that's
itchy
what I
problem.
go. I'm sorry, I go there when people say yeast, even if they're talking about
Right?
yeast for bread. Like, I'm
Same
gonna think
here.
about that.
Yeah, they should have come up with a better word because why
Yeah,
would they say yeast infections?
because you're producing yeast.
Can't they just say fungus? I don't know
That's
what's I
disgusting
don't know
her.
what's worse.
Oh, and
But
why are
anyways,
mushrooms considered fungi?
right? But there's like this whole I don't know. Okay, tell me this. So, I don't know, maybe it's just like I don't know. But have you heard a lot of people talking about mushrooms lately?
No, like when and like drugs or cooking?
Both. Well,
Really?
not
Mushrooms are
cooking
still a
actually,
thing?
but yeah, they're actually coming back, and
They're
it's so
so
crazy.
retro.
Yes, no, it's crazy because I had gone to a where was I? I had gone out with my friends
Mhm.
over here where I live, and someone was talking about mushrooms, and they were talking about how the effects of mushrooms are coming back on how beneficial they could be in regards to like mental health, and instead of taking like antidepressants, um there's ways to there's a word for it. I can't remember what they're, but you put it like in tea and it helps with depression versus taking medicine.
Okay, is that woo 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 medicine? Like woo woo treatment? Which you know what? I like woo woo treatments too. Like
Oh,
almost,
of course.
like I'll holler.
Hmm.
I didn't know that about mushrooms. I not to interrupt you, but I remember taking some sort of tea,
Hmm.
mushroom tea, and apparently it's good to
Yes.
like, you know,
Yeah,
drain
it's called
drain you.
microdosing. I
Oh,
believe that's what it's called.
interesting.
And it's crazy. So then I went to Brandy's shower, and there
Mhm.
was someone at the table talking about the same thing. And I said,
Holy
"Okay, what is
smokes.
it with mushrooms lately?" I have never done mushrooms.
Uh-huh.
They scare the living bejesus out of me
Oh
because
no. I'm not trying to
I don't need to
hallucinate.
be all tripped out.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
Hmm.
they do say that mushrooms, like we have a mutual friend, I won't name her, but that said, You could go to like the Amazon. There's like trips to take to the literally to the Amazon, and they have this whole like cleansing thing where you go on this mushroom trip, and it's supposed to cleanse your whole
Okay, is that
self.
the same as ayahuasca?
Yes, that's
Okay,
it.
because like I did, because that they do that in Peru. Like you'll
Hmm.
go off into the jungles and drink the ayahuasca tea, and
Yes.
it's makes you throw up, and then you're
Mm.
supposed to have a spiritual awakening.
Hmm.
And I know people who have done it, and I know I've heard of the benefits. I
Hmm.
will not ever participate in that. I'm sorry, I don't need to throw up to have a spiritual awakening.
Yeah,
No
for real.
offense, no judgment, but I already hate throwing up as it is. But yeah, ayahuasca is huge. It is
Yeah,
like
I
insane.
personally don't see. I would never do that myself
It
ever.
makes you trip out though, like you have
Yeah.
like hallucinations whilst
No.
barfing.
No, thank you.
So
No, no, no.
stomach that, everyone.
Yeah, I'm good because for one, I like to be in control.
Me too.
And the minute, I feel like things are going kind of not, I start to
Yeah.
panic.
No. That's you're not alone. You're not alone at all. And
Yeah.
I've only ever like, I enjoy marijuana here and there because hey, it's legal.
Hmm.
And it's medicinal. But
Right.
in the past, like when you have to trust whoever you're with, and I've
Of
unfortunately
course.
been given a few times it laced and it
Hmm.
was horrible. So that
Mm.
alone is like it's
No.
baby compared to what people are doing to like get spiritual awakenings. Like, hell no. I want to be
No,
of
go to a
sound
freaking
mind.
retreat,
Yeah,
you
exactly. Go to a
know?
nice yoga retreat where you drink green juice all day.
Yes, exactly. Because you don't, I don't really feel like you need drugs to have a spiritual awakening myself. That's just me. To
Yeah.
each its own. Because like they say with mushrooms, you could get a really like, I mean, they say you go out in nature and everything's so vibrant and pretty. And I would have loved to seen the rainbow I saw last week while high on mushrooms because I
Oh.
probably would have saw leprechauns and shamrocks.
Oh, that
But
reminds me of the junior retreat in high school. I was high the entire time, but were you at did you go to the junior retreat? So the junior retreat was at the Jesuit house somewhere in California. We took a bus
mhm.
and I was
Near the
high
ocean, right?
I think so. Yeah, but we
Mhm.
each had our own room. And yeah, so but I was high the entire time and we would go outside into nature. It
Mhm.
was very spiritually awakening.
Wow.
So,
See?
you can find it in that or tea, regular tea, or just taking a
Yes.
walk and enjoying a rainbow. But
I
what you
agree.
saying the rainbow brought me back to
Mhm.
that memory of junior year.
Aw. Oh, I love it. I wish I would have gone because the stories that you guys told me when you came back
Yeah.
were funny.
Oh, amazing. It was really
Oh,
cool. It was a nice experience. But yeah. Anyways, how are
love
you?
it. I'm doing good. Still, on the struggle bus with these allergies, but I'm on the mend.
Sorry.
Yeah. And I
Good.
am awaiting the coronation tonight
Oh, it's tonight. Okay, I thought it
or
was
tomorrow
tomorrow.
morning.
Okay.
It's tomorrow morning, but technically, I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm not really down. I know there's a lot of controversy when it comes to the royal family,
Yeah.
but to me, this is a mark in history that regardless of whatever, um, I just want to see it. So,
I don't blame you. I want to see Kate Middleton and what she's going to
yes.
wear.
Oh my
So,
gosh, that's why I'm so excited. Like,
yeah.
I hope they don't boo Prince Harry.
Oh, I hope not. You know what? I can't take booing. Just shut up and watch
Right. Thank
or don't.
you. Exactly. I'm like, leave the guy alone. I just don't, regardless of who it is, I can't, it makes me cringe. So,
Yeah.
um, I would like them to boo Camilla because I personally
Oh.
don't care for her. I just think that she's kind of, that should be Diana. But I just think she was a little shady. But, that's okay. We'll see. I mean, it's gonna be. We made crowns. I'm gonna decorate it.
Oh, you're
Um,
cute.
and I'm gonna make a robe. Uh,
I adore you. We're gonna
and
need pictures.
yes, I'll have some. And make little crumpets and
Oh,
sandwiches.
I love you. I love you so much.
Oh, it's gonna be fabulous. My mom and I. So
Oh,
I don't know. I asked Presley, and I said, "What?" She goes, "What time?" I said, I told her the time. She goes, I'm good. I'm gonna be asleep." I'm like,
oh,
okay, but who knows? After she sees my crown, she may want one herself. So I'll keep you
I
posted.
please do. I can't wait to see that. Can I tell you what I'm surprising Angel with on Sunday? And this is technically not blowing the surprise as this episode will drop after the fact, but
Love it.
it is a little 90s. So I'm
Oh, how
very proud.
exciting! Oh my
So
gosh.
Sunday is our 6 month wedding anniversary. Woo, woo,
Hmm.
woo.
Oh my
And
gosh, crazy.
I was scrolling Facebook and I
Hmm.
came across this event that's taking place on Sunday at, I'm losing the name of the theater. It's not the Orpheum, but it's one of the theaters over in Hayes Valley.
Hmm.
And Laura Dern is gonna be doing like she wrote a book. She wrote a
Hmm.
book with someone. I don't know the name of I don't recognize the name, but she's gonna be talking about this book. And the title leaves my mind right now, but it looks really good. And if
Oh
you buy
wow.
tickets to this show and you in a certain area, you get a free copy of the book. And the reason why I'm so excited and proud is she is going to be talking with Cheryl Strayed, who is the author of Wild
Hmm.
and Eat, Pray, Love. I,
Oh,
yeah,
I love it.
and she happens to be Angel's favorite author.
Are you
Tell me,
serious?
tell
Aw.
me that is not a kick-ass surprise.
For real. So wait, are you going to wait to, because I know how you are with the surprises.
I'm waiting.
Okay, so you're not going to do this until you get there and then she's going to realize.
Yes, a la
Oh my gosh, you need to record this.
I'm doing it. How am I doing it? Wait, I'm doing it very much like I did the whole Jonathan Van Ness because Jonathan,
Oh.
you know what? Did I say she wrote Eat, Pray, Love? I don't know if she did. I'm
Uh,
sorry. She wrote Tiny Beautiful Things
mm-hmm.
and Wild for sure.
Oh
And
wow.
Tiny Beautiful Things is one of Angel's favorite books. She loves
Hmm.
this author so much. She saw her do a book reading or something years ago from
Mm-hmm.
this book that she loves so much that she bought like copies for everyone at that time,
Oh my
including me.
gosh.
So like we have these books.
Is this
And
Mariko Tamaki or Mariko?
who's
What's the
Mariko
name of the
Tamaki?
what's the name of the author you said?
Cheryl Strayed.
Okay, I'm wrong. Okay, that's the wrong book. Oh, no wonder I put Laura Dean.
Oh my God, you're hilarious.
Oh my gosh,
No, but
I
no,
can't.
but Laura Dern. So it's called In a Conversation with Cheryl Strayed. And the where the hell is the freaking book? Oh yeah. She wrote it with her mom.
Oh
That's what it
wow.
is. So I'm excited. We're gonna have two copies of this book. So I'm gonna pass it over to you so you could read it
Oh, I
too.
love it.
But
Yes.
I thought it was fun to mention here because she is also very 90s. And also I feel like
Mm-hmm.
she is so Angel's tight from back in the day.
Yeah, right? You're right, actually. Yeah. Uh, s- Prior to Steph, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But right? Doesn't she look like the type? And it's
Yes, she
called
does.
and I finally found the name of the book, everybody, in case you're interested. So it's called Honey Baby Mine, a mother and daughter talk, life, death, love, and banana pudding. And
How
it's
cute.
adorable Laura with her mom, Diane Ladd. And I think her mom's going to be
Hmm.
there too. I'm just very excited. I feel like I love reading books, like this and like it's a mother daughter and they're talking about I'm very excited about it. So
Oh
yay.
my God, I love it. She's adorable. I really loved her in Big Little Lies. Have you seen that
Oh
show?
no, but I know. Yeah, I know.
Stop it
I
right now.
know.
Oh my gosh. Stephanie,
Oh,
you and Karen need to watch this show. It is so good.
okay. I will. Sorry, I just got a text.
For oh.
Is this the one that she got? she won an Oscar for? Is this a recent show?
I believe she okay, so
Or that's like
big
married people or something?
yeah, this one Laura Dern is in Big Little Lies, and it's with Nicole Kidman, Cheyenne Woodward or whatever her name is, but it takes place in Monterey. And it's such a good book. I mean, it is a book and it's a show, but she is so good in it. Like she's a real badass in the show. You have to see it. It's only one season
Okay.
and it's not that many, but it's actually really profound. Like makes you think about things. It's very Reese Witherspoon's in it. Like, you know, all, Zoe Kravitz is in it. Like it's a star-studded cast. Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Interest peaked. Oh my God. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
excited. Thank you.
I'm excited for you. You better watch it. I'm telling you, because actually, you know what? I'm going to give you some homework for. I'm going to give you some homework, Stephanie. Okay, so not this upcoming.
Okay, I
Is it Neen?
promise.
Yes, Fridays with Neen. Okay, the following one, we're going to review that show. That's going to be the episode. You heard it
Ooh,
here, people,
did you hear
because
that, everyone?
yes, and you and Kara. Okay, and I invite Kara to come and be on Fridays with Neen if
Ooh,
she would
yeah.
like, so we could discuss this as 342, however old Kara is, because she looks younger than us, uh, women.
Okay,
Mhm.
deal. We will watch it and like on a weekend and just binge. And again,
Yes,
like I said, I'm sure she wouldn't mind watching Laura Dern.
but it's so good, and I'll have a whole bunch of questions that I'll ask you guys, and we could
Puta,
talk about
okay,
it.
she's really putting us on the spot.
Yes,
Okay, fine. Okay, listeners, if you're listening, please watch it along with us because that way
yes.
you can partake in the conversation with Fridays with Neen.
Hmm.
I'm excited. Okay, Neen,
Yes, I
yay.
know. Me too.
Okay.
This is amazing.
Oh my God, all this amazingness right now. And
Right?
I'm so excited. So sorry about that long tangent, but I just thought it was so
Fine.
90s that we're
No.
gonna like see Laura Dern. But
And I'm
what
excited for her and you, and I can't wait to talk to her about it.
Oh my God, let's all
I'm
do this. Yay, I'm
right?
excited. I'll tell she'll come to the show. She'll come to the show. But
Yay.
Neen, I'm so excited to talk to you today about our topic.
Same here. We
What
haven't
do we
even got into that.
Yeah, what the hell are we talking about?
Oh my gosh, we are going to be talking about the most amazing rom-coms
Mm,
of the 90s because they were, you know what? Rom-coms, I know were born a little bit earlier than the 90s, but they really took off in the 90s. Like,
yes.
my heart hurts because they are so amazing from the 90s. Like, oh, I can't.
No, I just again, I don't think I have seen a rom-com, maybe in the early 2000s, because
Mm-hmm.
we had Julia Stiles and stuff too in the early 2000s, kind of holding it down as well for
Mm-hmm.
like the Drew Barrymores of the 90s. But
Right.
2010s on, uh-uh,
No.
no, no.
Mm, not at
So
all.
90s again proves to be an amazing decade for a lot of things, especially 90s rom-coms. And you guys know by now that we are huge fans of like the Julia Roberts of the world, the Drew Barrymores of the world, Meg Ryan, Demi
Mm-hmm.
Moore. They really were, I feel like, such muses for these writers.
They were.
And especially, especially Drew Barrymore, because
Mm-hmm.
Drew Barrymore is so damn cute. Okay, so we're
Mm-hmm.
just gonna kick it off with some Drew Barrymore because that's how we
Let's
should
do.
always kick things off, with Drew
I
Barrymore. Okay.
agree. I just love her even. I just love her so much.
I love
I
her
mean, we
so
already
much.
know
She
this,
makes
but
me cry. Like I
yeah.
I can't with how cute she is, with how beautiful she is. I and I think it's that cute factor
Mm-hmm.
that I mean, don't get me wrong, she could be sexy. She's,
Yes.
especially in Poison Ivy. Yes, I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer her in the cutesy rom-com, title of,
Yeah. Same
it's just,
here.
you know, like, I only saw this movie once, and I really hope it's a 90s movie. I think it is, where she was a pregnant waitress with red curly hair. Do you remember that?
Oh, something fries.
Something. And she was so effing cute in that movie, and it was just a cutesy
Hmm.
feel good movie.
Yes. It
And
was with
also,
Owen Wilson or his
yeah,
brother.
one of the Wilsons.
Yeah. Hmm.
But so like that, like I can see her face like smiling cutely. And when
Yes.
and also of course, I've only The Wedding Singer, which I know is one of your favorites.
Hmm.
Rom
Home
com.
fries, just to.
Home Fries.
Hmm.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Was it a 90s film?
It was in, yes, 1998.
Okay, perfect. But
Yes.
like and her crazy little red hair. But like,
Hmm.
and then also Mad Love, again,
Oh,
I know we've talked
yes.
about that in the past, but it
Hmm.
was such a beautiful, and I don't think that's a romantic comedy per se. I think it had its moments,
Hmm.
but it was definitely more romantic in the dramatic side. And of
Totally.
course, we have Never Been Kissed.
Hmm.
Rom com, although I felt
Yes.
terrible for her character. So rom coms
Yeah.
really make you like feel a whole bunch of things.
Oh,
We're
they
not
do.
we're
For
not
real.
necessarily laughing all the time, but we
No.
feel fuzzy, and we 9 times out of 10 get a great ending. So
And I feel like you could put yourself in their shoes. Like whenever I watch a rom-com, I always feel like I'm in the movie. And you take
totally.
on like the lead role and you feel it. It's kind of like with my best friend's wedding. Like I felt how Julia Roberts felt with,
Yeah.
that loss of her best friend but being in love with him. um just to go back though real quick on Drew Barrymore, Boys on the Side, remember that movie
Yeah,
with
totally.
Whoopi Goldberg and all that?
Yes.
Like she
Yes.
was so adorable. That was in 1995, but I don't know,
Uh-huh.
that movie, like, and that's the thing too, is a lot of times with like 90s movies, like some of them were like very girly, like they had this like pack of girls that were
Girl
like,
power.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And it went with the whole theme with Spice Girls and everything else. That was kind of like the theme of the 90s. Girl
It
power
really
was huge.
was. Girl power, friendship over,
Hmm.
one-time lovers, and
Yes, I agree.
girls don't need boys to succeed in life. And I
Hmm.
agree. I
Yeah.
mean,
No, she was
yeah.
phenomenal. Like she's
And
just a staple.
she really is. And I feel like I think Charlie's Angels was girl power for sure.
Hmm.
But it was also, and I think it was, maybe the first one was like 1999. But I think
Hmm.
that was a romantic comedy as
Oh,
well
totally.
because, you have cute Cameron Diaz being
Hmm.
all like boo boo. Like, oh, it was 2000. But,
Yes.
and then Luke Wilson was in there, and he was such a little king of the rom-coms. He's got that
Hmm.
nice little face, soulful eyes, and yeah,
Yes.
like
Hmm.
it's always it's nice. I it's my favorite genre of movie, the romantic comedy, because I don't know if it's because I have anxiety.
Hmm.
I don't know. I like to know that it's gonna end happily.
Hmm.
So
No, you know what? That's so true. Because there's nothing worse when you think it's going to go one way and it goes the other,
right.
or someone dies and it's like the character that you loved so much. That's why, like that movie with Mandy Moore,
Oh,
under
oh,
the, or what is it? Something the stars, or
oh my God.
I don't.
Yes, the Walk in the Park.
Yeah, walk. Is it, that was whatever it is? I can't remember. But those movies where they fall in love and then
I
that
know.
person gets sick
So you're
and then they
you're
die.
thinking about Shailene Woodsey or Shailene Woodley or something, where she's dying of something and she falls in love with that other guy who's dying of something, and they
Yeah.
fall in love in and preparing for death group. And then Mandy
Hmm.
Moore was in that beautiful A Walk to Remember
That's
movie,
it.
and she of course died of cancer. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, see what I mean? Like
Yeah.
romantic comedies, you're not going to be guaranteed you're going to laugh every time. And,
Right.
that's life.
Hmm.
But, like
Yeah.
those ones need to come with a huge warning label, at least for me, because
They do, because it's so, I mean, and I get it. Like sometimes you just need a good cry, and like, heck, I mean, that's what I have beaches for. Okay.
oh,
Because if I want to be depressed, I'm going to put that on and cry my heart out. And then, I'll feel bad for a little bit. And then I got all the tears out that I needed to get out. You know what I mean?
mhm.
But rom coms, I don't know. Like for me, they were just like, if I had to encapsulate the ones that I loved, and like for me personified rom-coms, they're the ones that made me feel good from beginning to end.
Mhm.
You know, like maybe there's a little bit of like a climax at the top where you're like, oh my gosh, where's this gonna go? But you knew it was gonna end good.
I'm trying to think of any rom-com that has no drama in it.
Hmm.
And I can't think of a one because I feel like they need that climax or like we're gonna break
Mm-hmm.
up, but then they get back together at the end. I
Right.
can't think of it
Exactly.
because now and then it's not really a rom-com, but I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
talk about it because we love that
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
Because it has young love when they're
Mm-hmm.
kids.
Oh,
So
totally.
but
Mm-hmm.
of course, we can't just be happy for that whole
No.
movie. We have to see the little old man being like, everyone's scared
Ugh.
of him because he looked weird. That I couldn't watch. I have to fast forward that part.
Yeah, that makes me sad. It does because and in a way, I kind of feel like it was, I don't know, it kind of makes you think like, don't be mean. Well, just because someone looks weird or
Yeah,
different, don't
yeah,
treat them differently. Like, don't have, you know what? And I think that was big in the 90s. And I
it
think we're getting
was.
better as a society. I think that if someone looks different or not normal, don't treat them differently. Like, they're
Hello,
normal, they're human.
remember Home Alone?
Mhm, exactly,
Uh-uh.
same concept, and it's
Both times.
yeah, and that was actually a really big one,
Yeah.
like, that, and then the next one after that, Home Alone with the
Yeah.
older lady with the pigments,
Ugh.
it's just it's the same thing,
And I
that awkward
cry.
yeah, remember that movie, I think it was in the '90s, something Welcome to the Dollhouse?
Yeah.
And where she was very odd, like an oddball, and it was just
Yeah.
nowadays we see too many people being bullied or even them take their own lives because of how they're treated, and we shouldn't. We should actually glorify weirdness, and that's what I do with Presley is I'm like, the
Mhm.
weirder you are, the better. Like,
Exactly,
you
because it
know
sets you apart from the rest. Why do you want to be the
yes,
same? Oh, I
embrace
hear
your
you.
differences, and that's something that parents really should instill in their kids from when they're young, because looking at people that are odd or maybe that have been burned or whatever, there's still beauty underneath that.
So I think that is my one beef with the 80s and 90s
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that sometimes they glorify the wrong thing, like at
Mm-hmm.
being the best. Like, you know, models, for example. Remember when Kate Moss hit the scene?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like
Yeah.
all the eating
No, I
disorders
agree.
that followed, or even like you just said, like we're talking about like two different movies and they both featured someone being picked on or you're scared of that person because they don't look the same way. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're going to go on record and say that's probably something that we don't like from this decade. But,
Yes.
I think today they're seeing that they have to like review like what they do back then. Okay, how can we
Mm-hmm.
make it better? So it's a
Right.
lesson, and
I agree.
we're
No,
getting
for sure.
better.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah.
Um, Another girl that was big though with
Oh,
romantic comedies in the 90s was Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gorgina.
Right? She was huge. Like, I mean, for me, we already talked about Shakespeare in Love, and Sliding Doors.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
Did you I don't remember Sliding Doors. I
No?
remember no, I don't, and I know I watched it, but
Shame.
I don't think I finished it.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
man, such a good, I love that movie. It's very, it takes place, I want to say she's in like England or London. I don't know. She's somewhere around there. And it's a love story, but it starts, her boyfriend or husband, I think it was her boyfriend broke up with her and cheated on her. And then it just goes on from there. And it's a weird movie. So I think that kind of turned people off because some people found it really confusing.
Mhm.
Um, but in the end, it's really refreshing. It really is. And she looks so beautiful in that movie.
I mean, I think that was her decade of the most, she was the most beautiful to me.
Mhm.
Because she looked different. Yes, she was blonde. Yes, she was beautiful. Who wasn't blonde and beautiful back then? But like,
Mhm.
there was something very, like we've said in the past, very regal, very Kate Middleton, if you will,
Yes.
about her, the way she spoke. Also, sidebar. Did you see her on the Call Me Daddy podcast where the host asked her who was a better lover, Ben or Brad?
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yes.
Since you opened that topic. Um the way she answered it
Oh,
was very like people are there's like a huge debate online.
I thought she
And
was very forthcoming with her answer.
well, people are saying that she's very it was how can you gauge it as what who she thought was the better lover?
She said point blank Ben Affleck, and that Brad was more loving, like good with the romance. But like I that's how I interpreted it anyways. My God,
Because
people will pull apart anything.
they said that she said it. So if you didn't see it or know what we're talking about, apparently she had mentioned that I guess Ben Affleck was more of a what was I'm trying to get her exact wording because it was kind of like people really stuck on this.
Mean. The host was even like, "Oh my God, J Lo, you're so lucky."
Mhm. And something to the effect of how what was it? She said something like Ben was more precise
Mm,
and like more calculated with how he went about his
woo!
moves, whereas I guess Brad was more just like what
Down
hot
and dirty.
yeah, I guess.
Oh, hold on. Should we turn on the AC again?
Let's take a quick break, folks. It's getting hot in here. um yeah, I'm like, okay, I mean, for me, yeah, I guess I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, she said Ben was better, I guess.
That's how I interpreted it. But like
Hmm.
also, hi, my name is Gwyneth Paltrow, and my lovers include Brad Pitt and Ben Affleck. Damn, she's winning at
Okay,
life.
for real. Is she married now?
She's
Is she?
divorced from Chris still. Like,
Oh, okay,
I don't know that she's with anyone or if it's public, but
man.
she's
Oh, so
amazing.
there's actually a she because they were saying in the 90s she was very much a free spirit. I was watching a show yesterday where they had mentioned her and they were talking about this interview that she had with that girl from the podcast. And literally, remember the mom or one of the witches from Sabrina the Teenage Witch? I can't
Yeah.
remember her name. She had met her and she said that she had gone up to Gwyneth and was talking to her. And the girl was like, and Gwyneth's like, oh my gosh, I love you, and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, she went up right up to her and said, oh, wow, you have a really nice cleavage. Like, you have a really nice chest. And she goes, oh, wow, thanks. She goes, like, what do you say to that? Right. She goes, said, then Gwyneth like looked at her and then she had like a corset on and
Oh,
she somehow opened it up and or lifted it up and it was like, yeah, because look at mine, they're so they're just there, they're small and whatever. And she goes, oh my gosh, like when you look at Gwyneth Paltrow
I
now,
can't imagine her doing
no.
that. I mean,
She's
she
like,
sells
but
vagina scented candles though, so she's very
exactly,
Mother
there's that
Earth,
part.
you know?
Exactly. There's that part of her where you could see that, but technically not really. But in the
Yeah.
90s, in the movies that you see her in, she did not care if she did a nude scene. We've seen all of Gwyneth pretty much.
Yeah, I like that. I like that
Hmm.
about her. She's just
Yeah.
very much what we're all part of the earth. I
And
like
hell,
that.
if I looked like Gwyneth, I'd be naked right now.
I
So
good luck keeping me clothed if I look
yeah,
like Gwyneth.
our podcast would be two nude chicks,
Yeah.
two
Two nude
nude
chicks.
besties.
Wait, two nude besties drinking coffee and talking away or something.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, that reminds me of that 90s song, Standing in a Phone Booth in the Rain by Collective Soul.
Oh,
Wait,
yes.
standing in a phone booth. I
I
don't know.
could,
It's
yeah, I
really
could hear the
long.
beat in my head.
Na
Yes, I
na
know.
na 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 na.
Yes.
Anyways, that was amazing. This might have to
Oh,
be a
God.
two-parter because we're segueing a lot, and I am here
We
for
are.
it.
Yeah, for
But can I
real.
just tell you that one of my favorite rom-coms that I've seen backwards, forwards, upside down, and all around is Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh, love it. Jennifer Love Hewitt.
I mean, let's talk about her cleavage. Her
Yeah.
cleavage is
Oh,
amazing. I want a
it's
bra
all
that makes my boob.
natural.
Yes, it is. I want a
Oh,
bra that makes my boobs look like that.
she's had those since Party of Five.
Yes.
And
I love her.
you know,
I
she
love
kind of
her.
reminds me of a little bit of like top heavy, not, and I don't know, maybe it's the hair. Back in the day, her hair was really big. I
Yeah.
liked it when it was more flatter and just freer. Maybe in I liked her in Party of Five, that look she had. In some of the movies, they made her hair really big and fluffy, so it
And it
made her
made
head
her
look,
head. Yeah.
yeah, but she is so cute. I love her smile. I just love everything about her, and I loved her in every single movie she made,
Me
and can't
too.
hardly wait. She looked hot.
She did. I really loved her outfit. It just took place in the same night. So we only saw
Mhm.
two outfits from her. I
Absolutely.
loved that cutie patoots that was in love with her. I can't think of his name, but he was in Empire Records. And
Yes.
I just love that movie. I might watch it this weekend. It's just a little feel good moment. And
Mhm.
you graduate from high school, you think you're gonna like go on to college and you're still gonna be with your significant other. But
Mhm.
then, perfect example, her significant other dumps her and she's just like, oh my God, everyone's looking at me. But in the
Mhm.
end, she gives her heart to the guy that's been quiet and shyly admiring her from a distance. I love it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Melissa Joan Hart's
Preston.
in there.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. That was a star-studded cast because
Yeah.
it's kind of like Pauly Shore. Like, where's Seth Green?
I love Seth Green. Where
He
is
is
he?
adorable.
I loved him in that movie because he's so little and there's one scene where
Ugh.
he hops off the counter.
Yes, and he, like a little flea, like just
Like
like
boop.
wing.
Yes.
Yes. Is this because this is the movie, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, where he starts to sing Mandy. It wasn't him, it was the other guy, Preston. I think his name was, I have it here, Ethan Embry. He was
Yeah.
adorable.
His
And
curls.
yes, they both were, they could be brothers, him and
Yeah.
Seth Green. They're adorable. I mean,
Yeah.
just everyone in that cast was amazing. That, and see, like that one, what's the other one with the other girl with Freddie Prince Jr., where she's like going to a dance? Um,
Oh, she's all that. That's the perfect
yes,
rom com. Rachel Lee Cook was huge in the
she
90s and
was.
the early 2000s, and she was discovered via a drug commercial. Remember,
Really?
this is your brain on drugs, and then she smashed the egg. Oh, no,
Oh
this is
my
your brain,
gosh,
this is your
that's
brain on drugs.
right.
And
I
all
forgot
because
about that.
she was so cute and she had the cute haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, she was discovered. It's like
Wow.
she was
She's
perfect in that movie. Yeah, I love how they were all, she's the ugly nerd. Yeah, okay. I believe that. That's how
yeah,
they make that. That's how they looked at our high school, right?
okay, right. If for real, exactly. No, but Jennifer Love Hewitt, just to get back to her real quick, with the, what is it? I can't believe what she did last summer.
Oh, I love that
She
movie.
was it was her, and was it
Sarah
Sarah,
Michelle Gellar.
yeah, because she was another one that was a staple in the 90s as well. Like, it's
Huge.
funny because I feel like a lot of these actresses or actors that were really big in the 90s, a lot of them stayed in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of made their way into the early 2000s, but that's about it. Like,
And then, but you know what? But they also started doing other things. Like, for example,
mhm,
Jennifer Love Hewitt, she would make guest appearances on shows and stuff. She had her
mhm,
own show in the
yeah,
2000s as well. And then we have Sarah Michelle Gellar. She continued, like, she stayed in the scene, not necessarily in movies,
mhm,
but she was mingling. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, she's relevant to us because we know to look for her and she's active on social media and stuff like that. I wish she would come back, but she
mhm,
doesn't really need to. She's riding on that Buffy money, that Scooby Doo money, that, rom com money. And then
mhm.
who else? Someone just made a comeback from back then. Oh man, that's gonna bother me. That's gonna bother me. Well, I know Meg Ryan's coming back, and unfortunately,
Mhm.
she did do a little bit too much plastic surgery to her face, which I am a
Mm.
big supporter of plastic surgery. If you want to do it, do it. You know what I mean? But like she, she did it too much, and she was so pretty, and yeah. And
That
then
is so funny.
on the same token, you have Laura Dern. Now I know Laura Dern is, I think she's a little bit younger, but home skillet looks good. Okay,
Oh, she
she's
does.
aging very nicely.
She must have Cher's plastic surgeon because
You think she had work done? Well, maybe a little
I don't
brightening.
know. I mean, I don't know. These people that look, she looks phenomenal. I will say though, Laura Dern looks really good,
Hmm.
but she looks natural.
Yeah.
Cher doesn't look natural, but she looks good.
Yeah,
You know what I
Cher can
mean?
do no wrong.
That's
She
for
can look like
sure.
a pooled, like in every which way. She
Yeah.
looks phenomenal. Now Madonna needs to go to Cher's plastics. Do you love how we're just going all over the map?
For real, I love it. That's just how this show's gonna
You know
be.
what? We're
You know?
chaotic and we're here for it. Okay,
Yes, I
so
agree. Because these are topics that need to be talked about.
yeah, yes, that's why this is going to be a
Okay.
two-parter.
Because I'm sorry, but we could have a whole damn show on Madonna's face. And this
Oh,
isn't, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just like, you can't tell me you're not looking in the mirror and being like, "Ooh, what happened?"
Neen, you know what? So I'm going to go on record and say I'm never going to have a facelift. And here's
Thank you.
why. Because the cheeks start to something
Hmm.
and then you have to keep pulling and all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're out here and you know who it's happening to, and I'm so sad to say this, is Kim Kardashian, because I think that girl is stunning, but her
Yes.
face at the Met Gala,
Hmm.
huh? ¿Qué
I
pasó?
agree. Yeah, I agree. And I'm gonna say this too, is that Chloe is going there as
Oh,
well. Um,
no, my heart hurts. Don't, you know, I love
no,
Chloe.
I know, but she does not look normal.
I
And it's
know.
not to be mean. And like you said, hey, you want to do plastic surgery, whatever, that's fine. But like, you're young still. Like, these girls are
Yeah.
young. You know, Madonna, I understand you're getting older, you're having a little midlife crisis. Okay, little pulls, nips, tucks, whatever, that's cool. But it shouldn't be so much to where you pulled so hard, now you have a goatee,
Yeah, it's
you know?
bad. So, yeah, I won't be having a facelift, but I will probably do a little bow when it's needed.
And there's so many other things you can do than that. I
Yeah.
mean, technology, plastic surgeons have really come very far, you
Yeah.
know? Look at their mom, Kris Jenner. She's
That
had
woman is
how
a
many?
goddess.
Yeah, but she
She's
looks
perfect.
good.
She's perfect. That's why.
Yeah. I, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry, and I love Madonna.
I do too.
I just can't look at her.
Me
I
neither.
had to turn the channel during the Grammys, even though I wasn't watching the Grammys, but that little part, I saw a segment, I had to either turn the channel or fast forward or whatever I did because I was so embarrassed. I
Yeah,
would,
I hear
if
you.
that was my mom, I'd be like, stop.
Oh my God.
You're embarrassing me.
Oh my God, you're the
She's
cutest.
becoming like the cat lady. Remember, her, you see her all over. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not a good look. She looks like that character. Um, what's that movie? Not it. Saw.
Yeah.
Saw.
Oh, that's awful. Oh my
With the
God.
big cheekbones, the high forehead.
Yeah. How did we get here?
I don't know.
Oh, we were
Wasn't
talking about Jennifer Love Hewitt, how she, oh, no. Let's go back.
Yes. So Jennifer Love Hewitt was in a lot of them. She was adorable. I loved her. I loved the way she smiled and her little eyes got really small.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just love them all.
And then, you know, I love, love, love Sarah Michelle Gellar because, first of all, she's in a 90s relationship. I mean, you can't
Hmm.
get much more 90s than Sarah and Freddie. And
Totally.
I really enjoy her voice, like how she
Hmm.
speaks. She speaks very quickly, very like
Yes, precise.
methodically, very like, you
Yes.
know.
Hmm.
And my one of my favorite rom-coms that I finally had to break down and buy last year is the Simply Irresistible, where she's a chef
Oh,
and a terrible
yes.
chef, but when she
Hmm.
starts cooking with feeling, people
Yeah.
feel what she cooks. And I
Yes.
always think back to that scene where she's making those delicious like pastries.
Hmm.
She's just with him and she starts to take the vanilla orchid leaves
Hmm.
and starts cooking with them, and then all of a sudden steam comes up.
Yes, exactly.
Let me tell you that I've been on a mission to look for vanilla orchids for my angel because I always get her
Oh,
orchids
how
because of
cute.
that, because they smell like vanilla. But
They do.
that was such a lovely, different
Hmm.
rom-com.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she was in it because again, her voice, it's so funny because she's so business and blah, 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 but she's in a romantic comedy. Like
Oh
what?
no, totally. Yeah, exactly. But it's romantic and it's just so has a little bit of a like a, magical sweet
Yeah.
flair to it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I
No.
enjoy that.
And I was actually a sucker for some like rom-coms that were like Muriel's Wedding. Remember that
Yes,
one?
with
I love
Tony
Colette.
Collette, thank you.
I love her. And Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Yes,
Freaking
yes.
love
Hugh
that movie.
Grant. I'm sorry, Hugh
Yes.
Grant is 90s rom-com.
He is. That and what's that one with Julianne Moore. Um
9 months.
9 months. Stop it. I love that movie.
I absolutely love it.
He's a
But
doll.
you know what movie that I also need to rewatch because I can't remember, but he's in it, is Notting Hill.
I too can't remember that either, but I did watch it. But I don't know why it just escapes my mind.
Yeah, it escapes my mind too, but I really love the two of them together. But
Mm-hmm.
the one I refused to watch, and I was so pissed I saw it in a theater, and I believe I saw it with you, is Runaway Bride. Give me my money back. She was so irritating in that movie, and I
She
love
was.
Julia.
No, for real. I'm not a I think that was the only time I watched it because it irritated me.
Yeah,
I don't like fickle people.
yeah,
It's like stop. It's like you get excited and then there she goes. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I can't handle that. I'm not a fan. One movie I loved, and I know you did too, was Hope Floats.
Oh, because Sandy
Hmm.
Bullock.
Yes, and good old Harry Connick Jr. Oh,
Oh,
yes. And the plot of this movie is everything for a rom-com. It starts off with, oh, you feel bad for her because her heart was broken, and then she moves back to her mom's house in the South, and um her old boyfriend or old I think he had a crush on her back in the day. And, they meet up and uh, just sparks fly. The little girl, her little daughter in the movie, the setting, the beautiful countryside and like her house, the lights at night. It's just pure romance.
also her look.
Oh, her hair.
Her
Oh,
hair. Like it was just, oh my God. Also, I just really love seeing Harry Connick Jr. do anything. I
mhm,
love his voice. I love his drawl.
right?
Uh, and because he also went on to star as Grace's husband in Will and Grace.
Oh, that's
So
right.
like it was just so exciting to see him again. You know what I mean? Like, so
Hmm.
that movie had all of it. All of
It
it.
did. It did.
Yeah.
All
So
the
that's
feels.
all the feels. And that was a good one. And then, you know what's so cute is that I didn't see this movie when it came out, but I saw it because my angel introduced me to it. Are you ready? It's really innocent.
Aw.
You've Got Mail. What?
Oh, you never saw that?
I had never seen it till the pandemic hit. I was like, I want to watch some more Meg Ryan movies.
I could have
And
sworn we saw it together in high school, but I
no,
guess
no,
not.
no, it came out in 99, so you would think, right? But like Meg Ryan is such a dot. Like
She is.
what? Her little happy voice. First of all, her voice is as cute as she is.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so pure with Boo Boo Tom Hanks. Get out of
I
here.
know. So cute. It's very innocent.
Oh my
Very
God, it was
innocent
so
movie.
innocent and it was
Mhm.
so of the time, like the
Yeah.
internet and You've Got Mail. And
Oh
oh my
yeah. It
God.
actually that movie really encapsulated the 90s. It had the
Yes.
sounds, the look, the scenes. It was all 90s. The
It was
coffee shop kind of
all
everything. Everything. The
it was
bookstore, how she, it's just it's a feel good movie. It's not one that I really go back to,
me too. Yeah.
but
I'm
it's a
glad
good
I
one.
watched it though. And then also, oh, one of my favorites that I think I watch once a year since it came out was 10 Things I Hate About You. Heath,
Yes.
Julia.
Julia Stiles. Man, can we talk about her for a
Let's
quick
talk.
sec?
Let's talk. Let's talk.
Her long blonde hair
Oh,
when it's curled. That movie, 10 Things I Hate About You, was just so fun. I just loved everything with Heath Ledger.
mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. I loved her.
I loved her name slips my mind, but she was Alex Mack on Nickelodeon. She was the cute
Hmm.
little girl that Joseph Gordon-Levitt
Hmm.
had a crush on in that movie, Julia Stiles' little
Yes.
sister.
Hmm.
She's so damn cute. So like
Yeah.
I'm so glad that she was in that movie because I
Hmm.
just knew her from Nickelodeon shows and
Right.
she's so cute. And then Gabrielle
Mhm.
Union's her best friend. The whole thing was just
Yes.
amazing. And I still rock the soundtrack. I
Mm-hmm.
love
Oh
the
yeah.
soundtrack. I loved their clothing. I
Mm-hmm.
loved the rivalry between the sisters, and I love Heath Ledger. May he rest. He was just very nummy, very
He
nummy,
would have been, he would have still been going strong if he was alive today.
easily.
Um, Another movie of hers was Down to You.
My favorite. Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that. That movie, it would finish and I would start it over again.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly. I'm for real. I'm surprised my freaking VCR didn't blow up. Oh, such a good movie with her and what's his name?
Freddie.
Freddie Prince. Yes. It was
The
so
ending.
romantic. Yes.
So that movie was heartbreaking because
Yes.
like they broke up and like you saw him deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they came back together, it was so beautiful. Like she
It
came
was.
back and the
Mm-hmm.
ending with them dancing to that new song that he picked
Yes.
out for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
It
Barry
was
White.
so, yeah, yes. And it was so, I don't know, so much symbolism in that movie and
Yeah.
just creativeness and how I feel like love should be when you really love someone.
And and also, yeah, what you just said just tickled my ears about symbolism because yes, the cake that they would get, like it was their
Mm-hmm.
tradition.
Right.
I do that in my
Mm-hmm.
relationship with Angel. I always
Yes.
have to like commemorate something with the something that I did back then,
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah,
So that's such a great movie. Oh, I want to
it
watch it when we're
is.
done because it's
Mm-hmm.
so like I love it. I love everything about it. I love the friends. I love it all. I love how he like just how depressed he was and he like made friends with the spider, I think. It was
Yeah.
just adorable.
But how he looks at her,
Oh, his
and just,
smile.
yeah, like her walking and him just staring at her for, you could just, like, that's how love is. That's to me how love should be. You should want the person that you're in love with to look at you the way he looked at her.
Exactly.
You
Oh,
know?
well
Oh,
said, Neen.
thank you, thank you. Save the Last Dance, was that in the 90s?
It was too thou.
Rats. But that was a good movie, so check it out.
Yeah.
Um, Another one that is good is there are so many, so we definitely are going to do, like you said, Steph, a two-parter. But um, I'm trying to think of which one I want to say. Okay, I will just say Waiting to Exhale. I know you like that one a lot, and I loved it.
Love.
But it's one that I didn't actually see until later. But heck, if I would have saw it in the 90s, I would have been, oh, such a good, another one, female like empowerment,
Friends.
yes, exactly. And the power in your girls, right? And just being there for one another.
It was just first of all, the soundtrack was off the charts. And
Mm-hmm.
Whitney, I love a Whitney movie. Okay.
Of course.
Angela Bassett looks the
Mm-hmm.
same today that she did back then. That scene, you know how I feel about her lighting all the stuff on fire. Yes, yes, yes. That's how
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have done that once.
Right?
Um,
Such a badass.
yeah, it's just all of it. All of it was so good. It's a movie that I can repeat like over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
like most of these. That's a
Yes.
real good movie, and
Such a good
I feel like
one.
it's still it applies to today as well. Like all the
Oh
stuff
yeah.
that all the
Absolutely.
tribulations they went through, it's very relatable to today's
Mm-hmm.
viewers. So if
Definitely.
you haven't seen it, pull it on up.
Agree.
What about Sleepless in Seattle? So that's another one
Oh,
that Angel introduced me to because I hadn't seen it back then.
hmm.
It came out in 93.
Yes.
And hi, who was
Mm.
in that movie again?
Meg Ryan.
And
Sleep.
Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay. You know which one I got it mixed up with? It was While You Were Sleeping.
No, because yes, because while you were sleeping, oh my
Hmm.
God. But like Tom Hanks and
That's
Meg
right.
Ryan
They
together
were
is
together.
again, like I should have said this one before I said you got mail, but like
Hmm.
so adorable.
Yes.
I just absolutely love the concept. Like it was
Yeah.
just so romantic and
Hmm.
oh, and it
It
was just
was.
it was fate, and that was a nice little
Hmm.
rom-com moment. It was all by
Totally.
chance. So
Oh, totally. I love it. And she looks adorable. She looks beautiful in that was a show, that movie. And I just love them together. They're kind of like how Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler were in a lot of those, but Tom Hanks and her, they just had a good chemistry, and I
I
was
did.
there for it.
I liked them. I don't necessarily like to see Tom Hanks in romantic roles. Maybe because like he's such a boo and I want
Mm-hmm.
him like safe and I
Hmm.
want to he's a cuddly bear. I don't
Right.
necessarily see him as a leading man, at least for me, my taste.
Right.
Because obviously I'm all give me Brad Pitt on a platter any
Yeah, he
day.
doesn't exude like sexiness or anything to me, just
Yeah,
like more
but
of like a dad.
you said it. He's total dad. But like, I don't know. It worked for me. It worked for me
Hmm.
in this movie.
Yeah.
Now I'm
No.
trying to picture it with a young Brad Pitt or George Clooney, and that would have worked for me too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
so that was a good one. And while you were sleeping, so can I tell you that I've only ever seen part of it? I have not seen it in its entirety ever, and I need to watch it.
Well,
I know.
it's funny because I never saw it back then. Tony was the one that made me watch it because he said he
Oh,
loved it so much. It was so, he just, yeah. So it was funny and romantic. And we watched it together, and he was right. It was so cute.
that is so small, and I'm
I know.
gonna slap the two of you when I see you. But I want to
Ah,
watch it, and I want to watch it with Angel because I love
yeah.
Sandra Bullock. I love her so much. We it's a Sandra Bullock zone here. We love her.
Yes. Big time.
But another one that yeah, it was kind of romantic. Speed. I know we talked about Speed.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I loved it. I have no notes except wow, Keanu.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's my
Hello.
note.
Okay, shoot. I'm right there with you. As far as for one of my favorites ever, it's
Oh,
gonna be Only You.
okay. So explain why.
Because I love the message behind it as well. Because Marissa Tomei is in it along with Robert Downey Jr.
You made me watch this.
Yes, and I love him as well. Sorry, my nose is stuffy. I love him as well. But they made such a good pairing, and it's funny. Um, and then it kind of reminds me how it takes you like under the Tuscan sun, how they take you to a different place, like you go to a different country and you find love there or whatever. But I love the message behind it because she believed in destiny. And when she was
Yes.
little, I guess maybe it reminded me of myself because when I was little, I would always like romanticize things in my head.
No.
You know how we used to play MASH
Yes.
or, those kind of games, right? Well, she did something similar with her brother where they went to like a fortune teller or something. And her brother ended up giving the name of one of his friends to the fortune teller to tell her who her I can't talk, destiny would be. Because of my nose, who her destiny would be and who she'd end up with, who like her future husband would be. And randomly one day she gets a phone call and she's about to marry someone, and this guy calls and she's like, "Can I have your name?" And it's the guy that the fortune teller said. So she follows this
Whoa.
guy all the way to Italy because that's where he is supposedly. And she's like, "I have to find him." And it just goes from there, and it's funny, it's adorable, and she felt like that was her destiny, and she was a teacher and she would teach on that. And I don't know, maybe that's why I believe in destiny so much, is because of this film. I do believe
Makes
that you
sense.
could change, you have the power to create your own destiny, but when things I feel like that are meant to be, they'll happen, right? In a weird way.
Here,
And that
here.
movie was just amazing. I just loved it. It just made me feel so good. And it's one of those where I could watch it over and over again. Like it ends and I'm going to rewind it.
Lovely. I need to rewatch it. I remember I've only ever seen it once and it's when you made me watch it. But
Really? That was it?
that was it, Neen. But no,
Oh,
you talked it up so nicely. I think that we would be remiss if we didn't mention My Best Friend's Wedding. I know we've talked about it before.
Oh,
I
yes, we did.
actually, so it's one of my favorite movies of all time, but I don't like what she did. Like, I think you can agree that it's icky because she's going to break up her best friend's wedding because
Yeah.
she all of a sudden was like, that's my one shot at happiness. So that
Mm-hmm.
sucks.
Yeah.
But visually and audioly, I loved that
Yeah.
movie. That whole movie was ASMR. All of it.
Oh, oh,
Remember?
completely.
Remember when she was typing on his dad's
Yes.
laptop and she's talking? Like,
Yes.
I need a favor. Remember?
Totally.
Oh,
But the way she looks,
her
her
curls.
eyes, her even her little beauty mark,
Yeah.
her
Oh,
hair,
all of
and
it.
how she's
All of
like,
it. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and you're like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I'm
And
like, oh my
you're
gosh.
like, why are my ears ringing from joy? Yes.
Yes, exactly. And then, but little things like, I don't even know how you can like make this ASMR, but even how she wore the little crop tops.
Oh,
It,
with the low riding jeans.
yeah. And her
Yeah.
cool shoes. But you're right. I didn't like the way she treated her. But at the same time, I didn't care for her either. Candace, or what's her name? Cameron,
Cameron.
Cameron
Yeah.
Diaz. She was too perfect.
Yeah.
And because I wanted her to be with whatever his name was, I can't remember her best
Oh,
friend in that. Eric? No. Um,
Dylan.
yeah, whatever.
Dean.
Yeah.
Dean
Um,
McDermott.
I couldn't get on board with him
No.
marrying whatever her name was. It was just,
Yeah.
I wanted them to be together so bad. And when it didn't happen, I was so sad. But in the end, though, they made it to where it was like, okay, it's all right,
And that's my favorite part of the movie, is when, and I cry every time, and she's like, I didn't get you a gift, but I'm gonna give you one. And
Mm-hmm.
she gave them their song. Woo, I cry
Yeah.
every time. And she's there
Mhm.
with her eyes are full of tears as she says it.
Oh, heartbreaking, right? Because I feel like we've all been there to an extent. Maybe not in that way, but we've always seen someone that we've either loved or crushed on
Hmm.
that is with someone else and you aren't. And it's so
Yeah.
heartbreaking, you know?
Oh,
Oh, man, she is such a good actress.
I love Julia. I mean, she's still oh, she's everything. I love her. She is Hollywood, but
No,
that's
she is.
neither here nor there. But yeah, oh my God, we have talked about a lot of movies today.
We have, and we really haven't even talked about everything that we probably wanted to talk about. So we're probably going to have to do a number two stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Because
I definitely think
there's a
so.
lot more. There's many more actually that I would love to talk about too.
For sure.
But we also are going to talk about other things too. Because it's funny. I think we were talking about movies of the '90s. That was one of our first shows that we had talked about, and we got a lot of feedback from people. And even there was like Tony said, okay, and this is totally not us, but Tony goes, "You guys didn't even mention any action movies." And I'm like, you know what though? I think I'm going to challenge us to where I think that we should for our listeners,
Do
because there may be
action.
some boys that listen to us, okay? Some manly men that would appreciate, to
I'd be down. There's a
have,
few I like.
yeah, I'm trying to
I'm
think of the ones I like.
challenge accepted. I also
Yeah.
definitely am excited for scary movies of the 90s.
Yes, exactly. So there's so
But
many other things that we could go
yeah, I mean, we
on
could
with this.
be, yeah, there's plenty of things to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
peeps. And again, if we didn't mention your favorite rom-com today
Mm-hmm.
or Botox victim, feel free to drop it in the comments and let us know. And again, we we'll get back to you. I know we'll get back to you, but we'll do this again. And
Leave
Neen,
a message after the tone.
beep. This was amazing. And thank you so much for today's convo. And yay, that was
Likewise.
fun. And
It
until
was.
next time,
Oh
catch you
yeah,
on the
peace.
flip side.
Oh yeah, peace out, buddy. I was ready to get off apparently.
I'll talk to you later.
Have a good one. Bye, folks.
Bye.